I see you. You made it. It's Thursday, people. I've been so ready for you to come along on this journey with me. If you haven't met me before, my name is Lexi Tommy, and this is my Thrival Guide. Every Thursday, I sit down and I talk about how to get your life together. Like how to really get it together. We really talk, about adulting. And it is. I feel like so many things that we talk about on this channel should be an entire course in school. Could you imagine if it was? What would they learn? How to feed themselves? How to make healthy meals on a budget? Seriously, how to budget? How to budget, period. Did you know any of that leaving high school? Because I sure didn't. Just that alone is learning. That is top grade, should be an actual grade in school. This is real education. This is life coursing. Wait, big. This is life coursing. We all have the real game changers that have changed the way we do things. This is the place to live it, share it, do it. While you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like this video, hit the notification bell. Today is February 11th, which means tomorrow is my birthday. And just before you ask, 29. It's always going to be 29. Today we're discussing how life's expectations have changed for people and the mamas out there in our day-to-day. Because what we face as a generation is unique. It is different than our parents, than our grandparents. It is a whole new world. At this very second, I work full-time. My husband works full-time. We juggle activities, family time, daycares and schools, caring for our extended family, trying to remain connected with our friends and loved ones. Household everything. Running this business? When you say it out loud, you think, girl, you are crazy. I mean, overwhelming. Oh, and then there's the kitchen renovation. We're knocking out walls. And let's remember we're in the middle of COVID. So now we get to work full-time and be teachers full-time. But doesn't this sound familiar? Isn't this your life too right now? So here's the thing. How do you find balance in it all? We are all busy and with do-it-all lifestyles. Often carrying with us the sense of we're on our own. I'm doing it on my own. I got this. Well, girl, you're a lone ranger without a tribe. Can I be honest for a second, Miss On Your Own? Some just look like they have it more together. Hun, it's nothing too complicated. The girl just changed out her sweatpants in the morning faster than you. Let's be really honest for a second. Real life, it is real, and it is real for everyone. So how does it all come together? Human camaraderie, human engagement, interpersonal connection, working together, helping one another with tips and tricks. We need it. We need that support. I have to shout out to a cousin of mine. She is beautiful and capable. She's got it all together. She dresses well. She has a gorgeous family. And she even stopped living in her pregnancy romper. It was a thing. It was like a little thing. She is working her way through life. But you know what's unique about her? The thing I most admire? She has this photographic life. Still knows when she doesn't know something. She identifies an area of need and she doesn't shove it under the rug. She's not embarrassed that she doesn't know it. She reaches out and asks for others' advice. She searches for a better way. I really believe it's as simple as that. She's an early identifier. So she's an early problem solver, so then it looks like she has it all together. It's as simple as that. Continual, simple growth, human connection, and camaraderie to solve the problem together. Do you feel like you're juggling everything? Your to-do list is never ending? Keep watching, because in this video, we are discussing why you feel like that. Understanding the why will give you the perspective and the power that you are needing to make it different today. So why are we overwhelmed? Why is the day-to-day so hard? Why do you ask people how they are? And their first response is, so busy. Was it different for our parents, our grandparents? Do you even have to ponder this? It is so different, total category different. And you can send your mama my way. I know she's rolling her eyes at me right now. I was talking to my grandmother a little while back, just regular things. You know, kids were doing their activities, my work, the hubs traveling for work, the typical. You know what she said? She may have said the most supportive thing I've heard in years. She said, I don't know how you guys are doing it. I said, what do you mean? She said, in my day, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had my chores and my responsibilities. And of course, there was the farm. I made sure our food was healthy and we had homemade meals. The kids were clothed and fed and happy. But there were not 3 activities for each kid every week. I was not working full-time besides. I did not have people contacting me by email and text and voice messenger and messenger. I didn't have them phoning me and expecting me to be accessible to them all day, every day. If they wrote a letter, they may have to wait a month for a response, if ever. Some of these changes are good, but I cannot imagine raising a family with this type of time and pressure. You know, she is such a smart lady, that one. She would get the spot. We talked a bit more about the differences and the sameness. Things like, I have friends that are still sewing Halloween costumes, but also seeking out high-end couture for their 4-year-old's Christmas concert. I myself swing a little more in the way of a granola mama. I make 90% of our meals or more, including my own baby food. We drive for dance and guitar. Mamas like us coordinate hockey and soccer, gymnastics, and another 10,000 endless possibilities of activities. We eat those homemade meals, we work out, we ensure a dedication to every kind of music, language, and educational program. We do this while we work full-time, and some even have a side hustle or two to keep that ship running. Grandma was completely right. This isn't wrong. This is good for us in many ways, good for our kids and others. But let's be honest, it is crazy. Every parent experiences pressure. But could the demands of technology and utter and complete accessibility requirements have meant that we must do it all? Did we sign ourselves up for that? Is the pressure reducing the choice? Other generations seem to have had constant support of grandparents. And honestly, there are some blessed people that still do. But let me tell you, grandparents helping is not a universal. Not anymore. It's just not always possible. Families don't live in the same farmyard anymore, in the same city. Let's be frank. Many of us are the result of the baby boomers. And first and foremost, our parents are still in the workforce. That was not the case for other generations before us. Whatever your situation may be, please know that's what we're building here. We're building that support team. We will embrace you, provide content that's good for your spirit and your day-to-day function. And although an emotional support team is encouraging, they are unable to have supper ready for me at the end of a really long day or a night out. I sat beside a grandmother one time at Kinder Music. Actually, I kind of sat beside her for like a few years. I was in awe of her. She retired. And became the childcare for her grandchildren while the parents work. In our area of Canada, that's a $1,700 a month kind of gift. But this really is the rarest of situations these days. Most of our generation runs the races in isolation. The candles are burning at both ends. We can feel the flames getting closer. Struggling to care for their children in the healthiest of therapeutic ways, with the best opportunities and activities in every possible category. Feeding them homemade, organic, soy-free, dairy-free, grain-free, gluten-free, keto, paleo, vegan, gourmet meals. And if you can do that, bless you and yours. But if you can't finish the race at the end of the day without hitting McDonald's, throwing your children a bag of chicken nuggets in a van that needed to be washed and cleaned out like a year ago, that's okay too. You're not alone. It takes a village to raise a child. That's the first step that you need to know. To keep things running in a healthy way, that village is there for your support. But the village has disappeared. So now that we've discussed the reality, let's add on the pressure. Number 1, constant access. Emails, phone calls, text, WhatsApp, Messenger, Teams calls, and Zoom. And of course, the variety of apps schools and activities are using to keep you updated. I know this alone is to serve as updates and communication. But what's it really doing? It's bombarding us with information and to-do lists. When we were kids, someone would call the house. Remember that phone? That phone that was like that one that was not like a rectangle? It seems like a lifetime ago. Anyway, I'm getting off topic again. They would call the house, and then if there was no answer, they were not home. You mean to tell me that someone would call and they would not be home? And then what would happen? Then nothing. Nothing, people. Nothing would happen. They would have to try and call again. There was no answering machines unless you were like a small amount of people that had those like great big answering machines with tiny little tapes. There was no message manager, no caller ID, no flag at the top of the phone saying, "You've missed a call." No follow-up text from people, and nada. If someone called and no one answered, you were just not home. You were busy, and the onus was on that person to try again later. So what did they do? I don't know. I guess people just weren't as needy. They worked with family and friends and neighbors to get things done. They kept the connections going because no one was answering their dang phones. I sit back and I think about a world without constant dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee. And if I wanted to take a nap or I was tied up at work, dee-dee-dee. This is reality for all of us today. Technology has created constant access, and that alone has created a giant influx of contact and requirements, responsibilities, even expectations, which brings us to number 2 in the world of pressures. Access to information and constant expectation of learning. Our generation has access to unlimited learning, which is a beautiful and amazing thing. And that is really what most of us do all day, every day. We research, we figure it out. We are the DIY generation. There's always an expectation that you should have known something. And it's a creation from this access. It is exhausting, and it completely changes the landscape of parenting. I will give you a recent example. COVID shut us down in Canada, and the rest of the world too, but all I can really relate to is Canada, because we're in this like isolated little COVID bubble. Kids were sent home from school. Parents were left fumbling what to do for childcare for their children and continue to financially provide for them. There was a whole group of mamas that just stopped working. They just stopped working. They just walked away from their jobs. They had to take care of their babies. And Canadian statistics say that some of those women are not going back into the workforce. It was the same all over the world. At our house, we made it work. My hubby and I were lucky enough to have jobs that we're able to juggle by working from home, etc. My daughter was homeschooled from March 2020 to June 2020. And let's be honest, the entire summer as well. There was no other way to keep her busy. I wanted her learning and not getting stagnant. I also didn't want her feeling ignored while I was working downstairs. Congratulations, you're a teacher now. You're a teacher, but you didn't get the course. Forgot about that part. So here are a whole new variety of skills and abilities that you must learn and have already, and your kids are counting on it. Good luck. Pressure number 3, the do-it-all pressure. Our generation is not just focusing on learning. We force ourselves to do it all. We sign our kid up for hula hooping because our friend's kid is in it. We don't want our child to miss out on something that they might enjoy. Canadian statistics say that working Canadians are maxed out and living paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck to paycheck? 3 children's activities later, hula hooping is a yes? Wonder the pressure on you is high. It's just not the fees. Time, the energy, the email updates, equipment, and the transportation duties you're doing as well. Wonder you're exhausted. And I'm not poo-pooing this. No. I too have my children in a couple activities every year. All I'm saying is, the trend is to do this. Do it because your children deserve the best, when really, they have 8 activities a day or 1 a year. Their best is still with you and being together as a family. That happens with less. Less is actually more. And now we're at the last pressure. Pressure number 4 for our generation. Pinterest worthy. Staying in the know about every makeup, fashion, bougie child gadget, toy, household remodel, and DIY. We have every great activity and every great idea ever made right at our fingertips. And why wouldn't you want everything? Make that homemade bread from the grain you've been growing on your windowsill. Ensure that child's lunch has every food cut into shapes to make the perfect little happy face. You've seen some of this stuff? Fly out of work at that lunch break, your car to the car wash, those items back to the store. Pick up milk and the new soccer socks you need for the game tonight. And try to do it all in an hour. Run, baby, run. And there you go. Everything just keeps spinning faster and faster and faster. And as you spin, make sure everyone and everything is taken care of. Work longer and harder to pay for. Didn't know you even needed at the time. All food for thought. Blunt reality. Of all of this, just understand the difference. We are expected the career-driven, independent lives of our mother's generation, as well as all the homegrown, homemade, homeschooled, natural, organic, outside lifestyle of our grandparents. We're expected to do it all. The knowledge that we're always accessible, learning and creating and changing, hence this channel. The focus is to take the reality, organize it, categorize it, connect with others, bite-sized pieces that are realistic for our daily to-dos. We have to figure out things differently. Keep any balls that we still want to keep up in the air. Really be okay with just putting down the balls that we no longer need or want, or even if we wanted them in the first place, just be okay with it. you're still maintaining happy people and the connections around you. So in that, and in the drive of this channel, subscribe, like, contribute in the comments, continue to come back week after week, share the messaging with others. What did we learn today? 1, life and parenting has changed. 2, it is different. It is different from the generations before us. It just is. It has to be. 3, real life is real for everyone. 4, don't run from the reality. Acknowledge it, plan for it. 5, simple growth to achieving little goals all the time. Real change doesn't happen all at once. It grows and it multiplies over time. Build your village, build your tribe. Do this building together with the people that you trust. Send these videos to them. Engage and do it together. Do my Thrival guide as my Thrival tribe. It's a beautiful thing. 7, the pressure of constant access. Turn that phone off during sections of the day. Make sure you clear your mind and be able to focus. Remember that you can set a time in the day to respond to all of those emails, messages, texts, whatever calls, all at the same time and get it all done in like 20 minutes rather than constant interruptions throughout the day. I promise you it is going to be okay. Number 8, the pressure of increased information and learning. If you don't know, it's okay. If you want to learn something, make note of it. Be shocked what you can solve on your to-do list with a little visit and coffee with a friend. 9, the pressure of the do-it-all mama. I'm a terrible baker, and honey, it's okay. My children love cookies from Costco. I'm still a good mom. Pinterest. Love it, use it, enjoy it. Don't let it take over your life. They say it takes a village, and baby, I'm creating it. And on a side note, I heard such beautiful feedback about these videos. Wouldn't that be already? You guys are encouraging and loving this. I am a really lucky girl. Subscribe, notify, like, share, and motivate your friends to do the same. You know how? Comment below. Let me know who you are and why you're here. Welcome, Thrivers, to my Thrival Guide. Mwah! We'll see you soon.